This is a podcast of an interview originally broadcast on Radio EMFM 104.7 at Chukamoama Community Radio. Radio EMFM broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can find our program guide on our website, www.radioemfm.org.au, along with details of other podcasts, information about the station and presenters, and a membership form should you wish to support us by becoming a member. You can also find Radio EMFM 104.7 on Facebook. We hope that you will enjoy this podcast.
You're on EMFM 104.7. As part of the Winter Blues Festival each year, we bring you a few short interviews with artists that will be appearing at this year's Winter Blues. I've got Claude right here on the phone. Hello, Claude.
Hello.
There you are. Thanks for making yourself available today to in your busy schedule.
It's all right. It's my pleasure.
I'm guessing, like a lot of us, you're looking forward to this year's Chukamoama Winter Blues.
Yeah, it's always a good time down there. It's been going for a while now, that festival, and it's always been pretty high up there in the fun charts, I'd say.
You've been a few times?
I was trying to work it out last time we were there last year. I reckon probably 5 times, I would say, as a guess.
Right.
But I skipped it for about 3 years, and then we're back for the first time last year.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask you about that little skip you had in a few minutes. They get some huge crowds, don't they, at the Winter Blues?
Yeah, it's a good vibe down there. It doesn't matter what stage you go to, it's all pretty pumping down there.
Not the only festival you've been a part of in the past?
No, I've done a few out there. Just been to a few.
What, all over Australia or?
Yeah, anywhere really. Used to do a one-man band thing, actually. That's what I was probably more known for down at the Chuka. I did it maybe, I'd say 3 or 4 of the times I did it as a solo artist. And so that kind of was popular back in those days, and I did a lot overseas actually as well. So I've done a few festivals all around the place, but with the band it's kind of a new thing for us. A bit more exciting for me. It's better than being, as a lot of musicians say, it's a bit lonely by yourself on the road, so it's a lot more fun with the band.
Yeah, you do hear that.
You get a bit mad talking to yourself after a few.
Yeah, that's right. So Kung Fu Band is a relatively new addition since you are known a soloist. How did that come about?
Just a bunch of friends got together and tried the songs out in a band format, and it just worked really well, and it was kind of new and fresh for me. Nothing really tied with the name. It's just, we're just driving and I'm like, what should we call it? And I just spat out 3 random words, which were those, and that's the only reason why it's called Kung Fu Master. There's nothing tied to the name at all. But
sometimes it happens like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, we had to come up with a name quick, and so that's how it happened. But really, I transformed from the solo to the band thing just because I'd probably been doing it for about 10, 15 years, I would say, solo, and I just just time for a change.
That was one of my next questions, actually, was you've been in the music industry in various forms now for quite some time. How long's it actually been since you've been a musician?
Well, for this, the Claude Hay, under my name, the solo thing, I probably started that, I'm guessing 15, 17 years ago, I would say, and I've done many bands before that, so it's a long time, but I always sort of have a few band projects going on at the same time, but it's just one of those things. It's an addictive thing that you just got to do. I don't know why, but we just keep coming back.
Well, the music industry changes all the time too.
Yeah, definitely.
And you need to be, to be in front of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a changing thing, and I don't know. It's definitely the music that keeps you going.
It's in the blood, huh?
Yeah, and it's an addiction like coffee.
Yeah, well, so you're living the dream as a musician. You're performing and making your own guitar called Betty, and that must have been a lot of fun. Can you tell me more about that? Oh,
Betty's that's probably the first one I built about
okay.
15, 16 years ago now. Yeah, I've done about maybe 15 or 20 since then. Sorry, our website's completely out of date. I stopped, filling that up at least 10 years ago. But the latest one is Mustard. Actually, that's probably where the mustard words come from. I called that because I'm going to spray paint this guitar yellow, so I just called it Mustard. But yeah, I love building guitars. I literally, every time we release a new song or a new album, I generally build something different just to kind of...
And how many did you say you had?
Oh, probably 15 or 20, I'd say.
So you won't be bringing them all?
No, I only bring generally 2. So I'll bring the resonator. I've got a baritone resonator. It's a weird thing again as well. It's a 5-string guitar, but that kind of does all my old sort of bluesy stuff, and then the mustard guitar does more the funk, newer stuff that we're doing. But yeah, I literally, like I was saying, I just writing songs and building guitars. It's just what I love doing. They go hand in hand, actually. I find when I build a new guitar, it inspires me to write anything to trip the brain a little bit, to write something a bit different from the last thing I did is always a good thing to do, I think. I've made guitars out of jerry cans and old resonator things, and just there's been so many weird things I've built, but some are just tragic and just end up in the, I call them like I've got a spot down the bottom of the house where there's just about maybe 30 guitars down there that just never made it. But, you know, every 6th or 7th attempt at something, it turns out good.
Yeah, you get the sound you want and you stick with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, now I see that you've not only do you perform here in Australia, but you've had a go in Europe as well. Can you tell us a little bit about your Europe experience?
Yeah, but we used to do the Netherlands and Germany and the UK quite a bit. Was sort of going before COVID. Fortunately, a lot of those people that were booking those things over there no longer do it anymore, so we don't really go there as much as what we used to. But definitely, yeah, Netherlands and a little bit of the US originally. That all just started from a radio station interview I did over there 15 years ago that I didn't know anything about, called NPR Radio. I was literally halfway through a tour in Queensland, and I've got a little record label in America called me up and said, "We've got you on NPR, you got to come over right now." And I'm like, "Oh, geez, okay." So I jumped on a plane and flew over there for one interview for 3 minutes. The whole time I'm like, why am I going there for 3 minutes? And I was actually chaotic because the customs had broken all my guitar and all my effects and everything.
Oh, no.
I ended up going there with Betty, that guitar that you were talking about, and they snapped the neck off it. And so it was quite disastrous. I had one day, I got there a day early to run around to music shops and try and buy some stuff that kind of would work. And I'm turning up to this big radio station thing with a snare drum covered in gaff tape just to survive one song. Like, you know, when you wiggle a wire into an effect pedal or a drum brain and just get it working, then you tape it there. Just had to survive one song.
The life and times of a muso, huh?
Yeah, it was worth it because there was quite a lot of listeners, and we got every sort of tour overseas from that. But yeah, it was chaotic, and that was so long ago now. But that's what reminded me of saying Betty. That was all done on that guitar.
Very good.
It was quite a while ago now. But,
yeah. Oh well,
it was a lot of
good
fun.
memories.
Good and bad.
I see that you had a little 4-year break from blues back in 2012. How did this come about, and what brought you back to the blues? Can you tell us?
Sort of had a break. Actually, it wasn't 2012. It was, around COVID time. I got a bit unwell, unfortunately. I got a little bit of a bad diagnosis of cancer, which I battled through, but that took a few years to get through that. So I sort of stopped touring. It was kind of good timing in a way because COVID was happening anyway. So that whole time, I pretty much shut down that whole time. And for about 3 or 4 years, we didn't play. So we only really started coming back into it a bit over a year ago. So that
happened for a lot of people, didn't it?
Yeah, obviously all bands. So that's why it was, you know, to get unwell, it was a perfect timing in a way. If you're going to choose a time, that would be a time to get sick.
So you were glad you had a little change and got back into it?
Yeah, I've survived it really well, and all good now, and we've just sort of fired the engines back up again after that time, and it's been great. It's been really good. We did Echuca last year, and it was so much fun. It was quite last minute, actually. We didn't apply for that festival because we were just getting back into it, and someone pulled out, and so we got that spot, and that was fantastic. It was really good.
Very good.
Really good
Very
to
good.
jump back into it. Mm.
Well, Claude, like a lot of our listeners, we're all looking forward to this year's Winter Blues, and I, for one, will be looking forward to hearing you guys in action. Thanks for your time today. Yeah, I hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the interview, and we'll see you down there.
Good day. Thanks, Claude.
The podcast you have just heard was of an interview originally broadcast on Radio EMFM 104.7 at Chukamoama Community Radio. We hope you enjoyed listening to it. Remember that you can listen to Radio EMFM anywhere in the world, either via our website www.radioemfm.org.au or via the Community Plus Radio app, which is free to download to your Apple or Android device from your Game or Play Store.